Alright, so we're hopping into a Kaladesh Remastered draft. Just as a heads up, I am going in completely blind here. I played Kaladesh back in the day in paper, but I have no idea what they've added to this format since since it's been remastered. You know, with these remastered sets, they add a bunch of powerful cards to the format. I have no idea what those are, but from what I remember about this format, it was very fast. You really could not dirtle around too much. That said, Quicksmith Rebel, even though it is kind of a dirtly card, we need another an artifact on the battlefield to turn it on. Once we do, it is so good. So I think that's probably what we'll take here. Long Tusk Cub, I remember being really good in the energy-based decks. Just Pima Outrider is crazy because it's basically a 4/4 that has an upside at common, 4/4 for 4. So we're just gonna take our rare here. But yeah, we'll see how we'll see how this goes going in blind. I've been a little wow. Well, Wisp-Weaver Angel is a card I think is pretty good, and also a card I want for Constructed, so I might pick it up for that reason. Windkin Raiders, I mean, if we're going into like a red-blue deck, it's probably fine. We can improvise it out. We probably just take the Pirate Helix here. I mean, a 2-mana shock isn't exciting, but it keeps us in red, and it is removal, and being able to split that up over 2 targets does matter when you have things like Fabricate in the format. Just being able to, you know, kill something and also snipe a token, or kill something when a Fabricate creature comes into play before the counters get put on it. Seems pretty good. So we're just going to stick in red here because we have a pretty good card to pick up. Here we have Midnight Oil, an interesting card. It draws you additional cards, but you eventually just don't have a hand anymore. Like, you can't hold on to cards. Let's see. 4 mana, deal 2 to 2 targets. Hijack's not that great. Yeah, I think we're probably just going to take the Furious Reprisal here. I mean, 4 mana, deal 2 to 2 targets is a fine enough... yeah, it can't be the same target. It has to be 2 different targets. But I mean, that's a fine enough card. Here, Hijack's not so great. A 3/3 Menace for 4 isn't that bad, and we can ramp it out a little earlier and make it a 3-drop, and it's pretty good at it, just a 3-drop. Besides that, I remember Tiger being pretty good. This is good at turning on Revolt. Yeah, I think we just take the Brawler. Good enough 4-drop and keeps us in red. Ooh, Tezzeret's Touch is interesting. That would put us in 2 different colors, though. I think we're going to take the Sky Skiff. Just a really good card. And it's colorless, helps with our artifact themes, with our Rebel and our Brawlers. So yeah, we're just going to pick this up. Well, okay, here's a Outland Boar. Doesn't quite go with our other red cards, which one's artifacts. Green-red isn't really the most artifact-y combination of colors. Could also take like the Cogworker's Puzzle Knot, Live Fast. I mean, red-black artifacts is a thing. I guess Boar is the highest upside, but it's just not great with everything else we're doing. I guess we just take it because it's the single most powerful card that we could potentially play in the pack. And Engineered Might's pretty interesting. Kind of gives you a reason to go wide, and also you can use it to just pump a 1 creature pretty big. It being a sorcery is a little annoying, but probably the best card in the pack I would think is Glint Sleeve Artisan. Just either a 3/3 for 3 or a 2/2 for 3 that makes a 1/1. And usually with Fabricate, you're going to want to take the token instead of putting the counter on things, but I think we'll just take the... I mean, this isn't the best 3/3 for 3 because it has to attack every turn, but it is a 3/3 for 3 that's in red. So it's better than going into a second color, I think. I mean, we could take Malphus Squad. It does make an artifact. There's nothing... I guess technically Nanum Cobra might be a little better because we already have a green card. Okay, well, I guess we're taking Malphus Squad. I actually ran out of time there thinking about if I wanted to take that or the snake. But now that we're in... we have a black card, I think, yeah, I'll take another Malphus Squad here. We're a little heavy on the 4-drops for sure. Fortuitous Find's not bad. There's a lot of ways we can get 2 cards out of the graveyard with this, which is pretty nice. And here, we'll take the Hijack, but... I mean, we are in red-black, so if any color combination is going to make use of Hijack, it's red-black. Okay, I guess we take the Sly Requisitioner. There were some constructed decks that made use of Sly Requisitioner, but I don't know if there's any way we can make this work in draft, but we'll keep it for now. Okay, a 6/6 vehicle with crew 4, so a little hard to turn on, and by a little I mean a lot. And you can pay 1 and a white to make other vehicles turn on, which is interesting. We also have Quicksmith Genius. Whenever an artifact enters the battlefield, you get to loot. Pretty good with the kind of red-black artifact theme we're going here, although it is... I guess it is a 3-drop. I thought it was a 4-drop, actually, so that's pretty good. I wonder, is Sweatworks Brawler just better than Quicksmith Genius? I think I think maybe in general it is. The brawlers might be just better, but we're going to take Genius here because it's a 3-drop, and it can help us loot away these extra 4-drops, because we are just kind of a little bit overwhelmed on the 4-drop category. Hungry Flames, 3 damage to target creature and 2 damage to target player planeswalker. 3 mana to deal 3 damage to a creature is, I mean, it's playable, but it's not exactly exciting. Frontline Rebel is probably worse, though. I mean, Druid of the Cow is pretty interesting. We could take that and go back into green-red. I think we just take the Hungry Flames. Just go all in on our removal here. It is technically a 3-drop, so it's something for us to do. Okay, Vengeful Rebel is actually pretty good. Yeah, we don't have a lot of ways to turn on Revolt, but it's a very powerful card. Siege Modification. Yeah, we don't have enough vehicles to make that work. Aether Poisoner is pretty good. Salivating Gremlins is pretty bad. I think we're gonna go with the Vengeful Rebel. Yeah, let's take the Vengeful Rebel here. Ooh, an Essence Extraction. Very good. I think that's better than, yeah, better than another Furious Reprisal. This is just premium removal, I think. 3 damage, gain 3 life. We're passing the Sky Skiff. Sky Skiff would actually be really good in our... maybe we want the Sky Skiff. We do already have a good amount of removal. I think we gotta take the Essence Extraction, but it's pretty close there between that and the Sky Skiff. Sky Skiff might have just been the better choice. Pacification Array is kind of interesting. Gives us another artifact to work with. Puzzle Knot's not that great. Malice is fine. Live Fast is fine. I think we're going to take the Live Fast. It's better than the Malice. Malice was kind of interesting just because we would like to get some more artifacts, but I think drawing cards is just way better. Subtle Strike is a pretty good combat trick. I guess Die Young is still our best choice here. I think it's better than Subtle Strike. Probably just take the Pillar Bug here. Not the most exciting card, but it's a creature, it's an artifact, and also, I mean, just a 2/3 that can get lifelink isn't like a terrible card. Here we'll probably, we could take the Foundry Screecher, but we're still not getting a ton on the artifact side of things. We'll take the Brawler. Yeah, Brawler seems good. So yeah, just if we can get some more like 2 or 3 drop artifacts to, you know, ramp out these Brawlers and give something for this Quicksmith Rebel to put stuff on. Really, I really wonder if we should have taken that Sky Skip over the Essence Extraction. Essence Extraction is just such a good removal spell, but having another Sky Skip would be really nice in this deck, I guess. Yeah, I guess that's better than Precise Strike. Aether Prowler's pretty good, or Aether Poisoner rather, because it, even though, you know, it's a 1/1 Death Toucher, which is fine, but it can make us a artifact, so it's effectively a 2-mana artifact, even though it kind of doesn't seem like one. Sure. We might end up playing Universal Solvent. Okay. It won't let me pick it. Well, okay. Don't know what that was, but at least it eventually let me pick it. So, Fumigate. Gonna be a pretty good card in Historic, but not what we want here. Chief of the Foundry is kind of interesting. I guess we just take Chief of the Foundry. We don't really have a lot of artifacts to turn it on, but we do have at least some number of servo-creating cards like Aether Poisoner. We have Sky Skip, which is an artifact, Pillar Bug, and we do have a few more here, at least these Fabricators, so... Ooh, Maverick Thopters is kind of interesting. We don't have any fixing, though, so I don't know if we can actually pick that up, but it is, I think, by far... Well, Daring Demolition's not bad. 4-mana Murder, I guess it's sorcery speed, so not the best. We might just take this Aether Poisoner, actually. I think Maverick Thopters is the best card, and if we wanted to be risky, we could take that and try to find some sort of fixing on our way around, but I think we're probably going to take the Aether Poisoner. Daring Demolition is a fine card, but I think what we want right now is 2 and 3 drop artifacts, and that's what this basically is, so we're going to take it. It also makes our Die Young better just by having some energy cards in the deck. Daredevil Dragster. So it is 3 mana 4 recruit 2. If it attacked or blocked this combat, put a velocity counter on it. Then if it has 2 or more velocity counters on it, sacrifice it and draw 2 cards. Interesting. I guess we take it. I think Chandra's Revolution might actually be better. That's just another removal spell, but again, we're gonna prioritize artifacts a little bit more than we would usually. Ooh, Weldfast Engineer. At the beginning of your combat, an artifact creature you control gets +2/+0. That seems very good. Yeah, we're gonna snatch that up. And it makes me feel better about taking this Dragster over the removal spell. Yeah, we probably just take another Dai Young here. Not much else to pick up for us. Ether Flux Reservoir is kind of interesting, but that would be crazy. A crazy draft to... maybe if you could first pick it, you could find a way to make it work, but... yeah, I think we just take the... bad as this monitor is, I think we just take it as an artifact creature. Okay, we can take the Daring Demolition here. Is that better than Dai Young? I think it's better than our third Dai Young. Mobile Garrison's kind of good too, though. But we're going to take the Daring Demolition. We're not going to pass the second one. Ooh, and Vengeful Rebel. Very good. Yeah, nothing better we want to take here. I really wish we had some more solid ways to turn on Revolt easily. Yeah, we don't have enough ways to turn on the Sly Requisitioner. I think we just take the Built to Smash. And... sure, we'll take the Pendulum. We're not going to play it. Hijack, sure. Yeah, really missing that Sky Skip. There was just so many removal spells that I think probably was wrong for us to take this Essence Extraction. You know, looking back, we had plenty of other, you know, not quite as good, but almost as good removal spells, stuff like Daring Demolition we could have picked up, and a second Sky Skip would have been nuts in this deck. But we are where we are, and I do think we have a pretty good deck here. Red-black artifacts, lots of removal spells. Probably gonna have to cut some removal spells, actually, just have a little bit too many, probably. And then just some powerful 4-drops to finish things off. Sly Requisitioner, I don't know if we're gonna run that. Yeah, we'll just take that for constructed. Maybe the Goggles would have actually been fine in our deck. We do have a lot of Artificers. Probably can get rid of the Foundry Street Screecher. And Rush of Vitality, I'm not gonna be running that. Okay. So what are we looking at here? We need to cut 5 cards. Run it like that. So this is our deck, Red-Black Artifacts. So we've got our Weldfast Engineer, we've got our Quicksmith Rebel as sort of our payoff cards for this archetype, but all in all, it's just, you know, ramping out some big boys, smashing our opponent's face, tons of removal, removal on creatures, removal from energy, removal from damage. We got kind of a good suite of removal here, and yeah, I'm just going to try to beat our opponent down, so okay, on to game 1. Okay, up against Loftwing 42. We're going to keep this. Got Ether Poisoner in turn 2, followed up by a Pillar Bug. Just start getting in with our artifacts. And Dai Young if we need it. Okay, sure. Ooh, yeah. Vengeful Rebel's pretty good. We can, like, make a trade with our Ether Poisoner and then run out Vengeful Rebel. Okay, bonus on red-green. Universal Solvent. Okay. Interesting. We'll go Ether Poisoner. Oh, that was a pretty cool animation. I haven't seen anything to do with this set. I've been pretty busy with real-life stuff, so that just kind of slipped away from me a bit. Play a Swamp, go to combat. Attack. We will make a dude. I think my opponent's a little too late on that. And we'll play the Pillar Bug. Yeah, opponent needed to do that before I actually attacked, but that's okay. You know, there was some argument that I just don't make the servo there, and that I hold on to the energy to power up my Dai Young, but I think going wide's good here. Weldfast Monitor, sure. Alright, so do I want to just blow that up? Yeah, I think I'm just going to Dai Young it. Pay 2. Crash in. My other option here would be, like, attacking with the... I should have given it lifelink there. Hopefully that won't end up mattering. But my other option here would be attacking with everything and running out the Vengeful Rebel if he just, like, eats my servo. Bristling Hydra, okay. That's a little annoying. Yeah, that's going to be tricky. Tricky for sure. Quicksmith Rebel, not bad. Okay, I'm going to go Quicksmith Rebel. Put it on my Procta Pillar Bug, which I can actually give lifelink while I'm pinging, so that'll be a pretty good clock. Then I think I just sit back here, no attacks. Yeah, this Bristling Hydra being able to give itself hexproof is the tricky bit, because if I try to, you know, if I crash in and try to Vengeful Rebel to finish off the Bristling Hydra, it can save itself. If I try to Daring Demolition it, it can save itself, so... We'll see. We got a Death Toucher just kind of locking it down, so I'm pretty okay at this point of just kind of sitting back, pinging my opponent, draining them for 4 effectively. You know, I gain 2, they lose 2. Wow, okay. Yeah, I guess that is main deckable in this format, so I'm going to go give it lifelink. That's pretty brutal, though. And then ping my opponent. We still do get a 3/2 body left behind, though, so... Wow, opponent's using their energy now? Okay, I don't think this works how you want it to, opponent. I think opponent might be new to these cards, because that attack didn't make a lot of sense. But we're going to go Malphus Squad. And make a 1/1. Get in with the boys. Pass turn. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think my opponent... I think they thought it gave it indestructible, I guess, was their idea. I'm not sure. Shana's Revolution, 4 damage, and tap a land. Okay, sure. Okay, well, attack. A little bit awkward, but I guess we just run out the Vengeful Rebel. Because we want to put a clock on our opponent here that we can actually kill him with this Daring Demolition, getting anything out of the way if they tap out here. Yeah. That ain't gonna do it. So we're just gonna blow up this Wild Wanderer and have our opponent dead. Wow, we even did... You have to do it the absolute most optimal way by Die Younging it. You get to hold on to our Daring Demolition, and we will crack in there. Alright, so... Took down our opponent pretty well here. I don't know if that was so much our deck, or, you know, our opponent had some learning to do about the format, was obviously new to the cards, but let's move on to the next one. Alright, up against Moto187, and we will keep this. Not exactly the most functional... Oh, we are going to kill the living crap out of that as soon as we possibly can. That is a card that very quickly can get just a bunch of value. Skyskiff. We could go Skyskiff and ramp out the Brawler instead. Yeah, I think we're actually going to do that. I think we'd rather get something quick on the battlefield here than just killing this Bashiri before it's even a problem. If they just want to make a 1/1, that's not that big of a deal. And we'll go Brawler, improvise it out. Yeah, Bashiri makes a 1/1. We do want to kill it this turn before we can start making big dudes. Okay. Yeah, Furious Reprisal should be really good here. So we're going to play a Swamp, go to combat, attack with our Brawler. We want them to double block here. Oh yeah, okay, this is going to be quite a... Oh, is this a sorcery? That's a sorcery, okay. Well, we are just going to go Vengeful Rebel, blow up the Bashiri. You know what, that was the plan the whole time, actually. Got him. It's all coming together, just like we planned it. Ooh! Oh, good God. Okay, Combustible Hero is really bad. I guess we decline and just... Okay, just taking 10 to the face, you know. It's fine. Alright, so we can deal 3 damage. Oh man, we just can't quite kill it with any combination of things here. Yeah, and it's got First Strike, so we can't even block it. Yeah, this is a problem, for sure. Yeah, that might just beat us by itself. 6/6 First Strike, Dingus for 10 when it comes into play. Ugh! I think we die young and pay 0 just to get the energy. And then pass the turn. Oop, no decks. As bad as that feels, I think we have to bank up the energy and then try to use a combination of removal spells next turn if we can draw a land to kill our opponent's Gear Hulk, because that thing is just going to beat us otherwise. Yeah, I think we have to block. We should have animated Skyskift and blocked with that, because what does this do? Okay, so they just gain a bunch of energy. Sure, we don't care about that. Come on, land. Okay, so we get to go Die Young for 3. 1, 2, 3. And then Hungry Flames, blow up the Gear Hulk, and hit our opponent for 2. If they got a pump spell, we're just dead. Alright. Okay, so we got our opponents... We had to, like, a million ourselves. We did get that thing off the battlefield, which is the only chance we had. Yeah, we're going to definitely be punished for not blocking with the Sky Skiff last turn, though. Because now we could have traded with this Pima Aetherseer. Oh, God. Well, that's probably going to get us. Yeah, Tiger with all this energy. Yeah, we're dead. Yep. They got us with Tiger. Oof, yeah, so our opponent just had a blisteringly strong deck. That was ridiculous, so not much we could do about that. I don't think, you know, hitting us for 10 with their combustible hero, letting them draw 3 was obviously extremely bad for us if we chose that option, and then, I mean, hitting us for 10 just put us, you know, we can't survive this something like a Reparia and Tiger when we get hit down to, you know, half our life just incidentally, with a big 6/6 still left over on the board. So I think we just didn't have a chance in this game. So, oh well, on to the next one. Alright, up against the Ender, and yeah, we'll keep this. No red mana, but that's okay. We got some colorless things to work around with. Ether Poisoner to do on turn 2. Follow that up with a Daredevil Dragster, probably. Alright, red mana's not bad. Ether Poisoner. Get our energy. Pass turn. Okay, opponent's got one too. Sure. Ooh, Vengeful Rebel's kind of interesting. Well, we're gonna go attack. Make a 1/1. Opponent takes it, and yeah, we're just gonna run out the Brawler. We got a pretty big attacking force coming in next turn. Seed Sculptor. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. Okay, so it's going to be a 2/3. This is when they started giving green just some really crazy common creatures. Okay. I think we just attack with everything here. Yeah. Maybe not the Servo, I guess. Attack like this. Sure. Okay, one takes 3. And I think we just run out the Dragster. We could run out the Vengeful Rebel and take down the Poisoner, but I think I'd rather run out the Dragster. Maybe a mistake, I don't know. Getting the Death Toucher off the board would be nice. Sure. Opponent makes a 1/1. Wild Wanderer. Sure. Interesting. We can only play one card here, but what do we want that one card to be? I could fire up the Daredevil Dragster, and then post-combat play Vengeful Rebel. I think that's what I want to do. I'm going to go Daredevil Dragster, crew it up with the Brawler. If our opponent wants to trade their token plus their Wild Wanderer for the Dragster, that's okay. If they do, then we get to Vengeful Rebel. Yeah, this is fine. Sure. Get rid of our opponent's 2 creatures, and then Vengeful Rebel as a follow-up. Clear our opponent's board, get that Death Toucher off the board. And now we have Daring Demolition to deal with any big threat they drop here. Leave us wide open to keep hitting them for 7 every turn. Fabrication Module. Okay. Okay. They got something going here. I think we just get the Death Toucher out of the way. Hit our opponent for 7. Pass turn. Opponent is running out of action. They can spend some mana to make energy and +1/+1 counters, but I mean, we have a menacing creature here, so every time we are able to take a creature off the battlefield from them, it's pretty effective. Opponent's looking at their graveyard, so they may have that that salvage spell. Do they don't have an artifact creature though? Yeah. Whoa! Well, that's not what I expected. Okay. Well, that's not good. Holy moly. Wow, they're gonna get back the Death Toucher. Well, I get to kill... Sure, but I get to kill... Ooh, Essence Extraction. Do I get to just kill them here? Let's see, I can hit him for 7. Do I want to just kill the Nissa? It's tempting. Yeah, what I'll do here is hit my opponent's Nissa. I'm going to play it a little conservatively instead of just killing their creature. Yeah, 2 attackers. Instead of just killing their creature with Essence Extraction, I'm just going to do it like this. And run out a Quicksmith Genius. Build up our board a bit. And this leaves us in a better position if they have a good follow-up play here. Although the more aggressive thing I could have done is just burn my opponent's Ether Poisoner and just attack him in the face, put him down to 2. But then they get to untap with their Nissa, which makes a 5/5 blocker, so I don't know. Okay, we're gonna go Essence Extraction on the Ether Poisoner. Alright, and that should be game. Okay, so our opponent had a pretty good deck there. Nissa Vital Force is a real card. But yeah, we just kind of aggroed him out. And that's sort of, I mean, that was the story of the Kaladesh block, right? Is it is super aggressive. I don't know if that's changed with the remaster because, you know, they did mix the 2 sets together so they could potentially pick what they pick out of those sets. They could make it a little more, you know, little less skewed towards aggro, but at least in those sets, it was very aggressive, and it seems like an aggressive strategy like we're doing here still pays off fairly well. So, yeah, opponent just was under too much pressure to make use of all their super powerful cards. So, sweet. All right, on to the next one. Okay, up against Grey Merchant, and we will keep this hand. Got a Skyskiff on turn 2, which is pretty nice. We don't have any of our improvised cards to, you know, get ramped out with it, but still just a good 2-drop. 2 mana, you know, this is better than most, you know, most vehicles they print just period today. You know, this is the first set that they had vehicles in, and they kind of made them a little bit stronger maybe than they should have, but yeah, this at common was just crazy good. So we're going to just fire this bad boy up. Get in for 3. Pass turn. We're already got a fast clock on our opponent. That's part of the reason why this set was so aggressive, is just a lot of the vehicles at the lower rarities were just kind of ridiculously aggressive. You know, just a 2-mana, 2/3 flyer. It's crazy. Okay, well, there goes our chief. We can kill the Fairgrounds Warden with the Essence Extraction. Do we want to do that instead of just playing this Malthus squad? I think we're going to play the Malthus squad here. And make a 1/1. Fire up the Skyskiff. Get him for 2. And next turn we can go with our Essence Extraction plan on this Chief of the Foundry, which will buff up both of our creatures, Servo and Skyskiff. Should be pretty nice. Propeller Pioneer. Alright, sure. They may actually put the counter on the Pioneer just to block the Skyskiff. They don't. Okay. Sure. No blocks. Okay, we will play the Swamp. Do you want to Essence Extraction? Yeah, we're going to do it. Essence Extraction, the Fairgrounds Warden. Part of me wanted to just play another Malthus squad there, but I think we're going to take this. Here we will fire up the Skyskiff with our Summoning Sick creature. Just keep pressuring our opponent. If they want to double block this Malthus squad, sure. We're fine with that. Wow, okay, they're just going to take it. What do you got, opponent? They have to have something not to feel like they have to trade there. Something at instant speed, apparently. Well, we are just going to go Malthus squad. Make a 1/1. Fire up the Skyskiff. Go to combat. Yeah, you know, we're going to attack with everything. I mean, this does mean that Chief the Foundry could potentially be blown out if they, like, block and have a pump spell, but we want to put as much pressure on our opponent as we can here while we've got the Chief the Foundry, because eventually they're going to be able to destroy it regardless, so... Okay, and they feel like they have to... If they're going to do a pump spell, it looks like they're going to be doing it with the Propeller Pioneer, so... Sure. Wow, okay. Does our opponent have a way to pump their whole team? Oh, yeah, they do. That's pretty good. Okay. Wow. Yeah, that's quite a blowout. We do, I mean, it still does result in mostly trades, but still, pretty good. But they did lose a lot of creatures there, and we do have 2 Ministers left over on the battlefield, so I still think that was the right play, because we have 6 menacing power, so they need a lot of blockers to start blocking these dudes, and they only have 4 life left, so there is a way out with them having fabricate creatures, potentially. That would probably be the best thing here, for them to just put some 1/1s on the board, but they don't have it. Yeah, so I think we played that right. I think we played as aggressively as we could, which is what our deck wants to do anyway. And yeah, we just put them under so much pressure that even though they did have a pretty good blowout there, I mean, Inspired Charge to make all their bad blocks into good blocks was pretty good, but still, this is a lot of menacing power sitting across the board from them, so it wasn't enough. Sweet, on to the next one. Alright, up against JT Cali Boy, and we will keep this. Foundry's Creature, I thought we took Foundry's Creature out of our deck. I guess it somehow made the cut. It's not a very good card. 3 mana, 2/1 flyer, but if we do get an artifact, I mean, a 3 mana, 3/1 flyer for 3 isn't bad. Yeah, we're going to kill this Long Tusk Cub right the heck now. If that thing even hit us once, it would be a huge problem, but we're able to kill it here. That's sort of what this card demands, is kill me on turn 2 or you are going to regret it. So, happy we could do that. Okay, well, we're going to hold on to these Vengeful Rebels and run out this Foundry's Screecher. It's, you know, it's not quite as good of a clock, but these have good abilities if we can find a way to trigger them. So if we're just going to run out of creature, might as well be the Foundry Screecher. We'd like to just draw a artifact here, maybe an artifact creature or something that makes tokens, you know, a Fabricator. Ooh! Our opponent has had some haymakers. Bristling Hydra is a bomb and a half. Another swamp. Yeah, I guess we attack with the Foundry Screecher. Problem is, if we try to Daring Demolition this thing, it can save itself, so I think we just run out the Vengeful Rebel. Just put a clock on our opponent, you know, not ideal at all, but we have got to, if we can't kill this Bristling Hydra, we're just going to have to try to race our opponent. It's the best we can do. Yep, when it gets in. Oh, jeez. Okay, well, we kind of can't beat this Bristling Hydra anymore. That is a ridiculous 1-2 punch there. So the best we can do is die young. I guess, actually, Ether Poisoner is, like, probably the best thing we had to draw there. So we're going to kill this thing. Play the Ether Poisoner. And, I mean, Death Touch gets around Bristling Hydra's protection. Of course, the downside being that they can just leave it back on defense, and it's pretty annoying still. But at least it stops them from getting too offensive with it if they can't find a removal spell. Jeez. Ooh, Pima Outrider. Okay. Yeah, opponent's just got a really solid green deck. Eddie-Tail Hawk. Oh my goodness. Well, that's really bad for us. That's going to be able to give this Bristling Hydra flying. It's just going to beat us down. Gets over our Ether Poisoner. Swamp was not what we wanted to draw. Yeah. Yeah, I think we're going to have to run this Vengeful Rebel into its death. It's just going to get eaten by the Bristling Hydra here, but we have to do it, I think, to eat this Eddie-Tail Hawk. Because otherwise, it just gets over our Death Toucher and beats us down. Yep. Opponent eats our Vengeful Rebel. Yep. We will Vengeful Rebel, eat the Eddie-Tail Hawk. We could have also just Daring Demolition the Eddie-Tail Hawk, but I think we want to hold on to that for another bomb, potentially. We had a way to get her off the board without having to use our actual removal spell, so I think trading in the Vengeful Rebel is a little better. So we're straight up on the Foundry Screecher plan here. Dear Mother of God. Alright, so their Bristling Hydra is just ridiculous at this point. But as long as they can't give it some sort of evasion, I mean, we got a blocker for it. Uh-oh. Do they have a removal spell for Aether Poisoner? That gets us too. We are one good answer away from getting absolutely pwned here. Yeah, we are gonna trade with their 3/3. Sure. We can Furious Reprisal, assuming we ever draw red mana, we can Furious Reprisal down their other creatures here. So, okay, I think we have to Daring Demolition their Pima Ether Seer just to slow down, just so we're winning this race still. We really want to draw a red source here. Get in for 2. We're all in on the bat. I was talking crap on this bat, but it's pretty much our only way to victory. Really, we would like to attack once with this Aether Poisoner to put a 1/1 on the battlefield to pump up this Foundry's creature, but I don't think we can take the turn off and get hit by this Bristling Hydra for 56. Oh gosh. All right. Getting worse. Getting worse. Makes me wish we still had our removal spell. Opponent hits us for 2, sure. Well, there's red, but it's a little late here. We'll just go... Let's see. Yeah, Quicksmith Genius. Yeah, hit our opponent for 2. We gotta keep... This is our only way. We have to keep this up. Next turn we can... I don't even know what we do here. This Ridge-Scale Tusker's gonna win the race for him. So we're pretty much on top deck or die mode here. Oh god, okay. Well, that's gonna make it really hard. Yeah, our opponent's got a really good deck over there. This is at least back in the unremastered version of the set, this was the sort of mythic uncommon of the set, Ridge-Scale Tusker. Okay, opponent hits us for 5. And this was another really, really, really powerful uncommon from Aether Revolt. Okay, so we can hit our opponent. Can we survive this turn? We can hit our opponent for... How much does it take? Crew 1? I think what we need to do is Furious Reprisal this in our opponent's face. If we attack with the Aether Poisoner here, they don't block. They can fire up this untethered... Okay, so we don't just die. So I think what we have to do here is, like, put them on a 2-turn clock like this. And if they block here, they lose a creature. If they don't block, they still don't have lethal. Because the only... Yeah, we get to loot here. I guess maybe we should have done this before we casted our sorcery. So it's all... Oh! Would we have done that instead? No, I don't think we would have. We would have cast our sorcery anyway. So it all comes down to this. Do they top deck a creature? If they don't top deck a creature, I think we win. If they do, we do not. Oh my good golly gosh. Not only do they top deck a creature, they top decked the best possible creature. Wow, that is ridiculously brutal. I guess we still have a chance. If we draw a removal spell off the top here, we can still win. Good God, wow. Not only a creature, but a flying creature and a creature that lets them crew without actually tapping anything. Ugh. Alright, we're gonna go block and block, go to 3. Yeah, okay, grow your dude, sure. Block, block, and it's just, do we draw a removal spell? That's what it comes down to. Actually, I guess we just win. Don't we? Yeah, because we have the Aether Poisoner still, and they're down to 1. Oh my gosh, are we actually gonna win this? They attacked with they really didn't even need to attack with everything because they couldn't have won this turn. Wow. Yeah, I think we win because they didn't leave back a blocker. So we're gonna go Fast Engineer. I guess I guess we shouldn't have played that. That's kind of BM. We don't need to. But yeah, attack with everything, and that's game. Ooh. Wow. We just barely got there. Good gosh. Down to, yeah, that was down to the skin of our teeth. Just barely had enough to kill him here. Wow. What a close game. Our opponent's deck was ridiculously strong, so being able to beat a deck like that is a really good sign, I think. Sweet. Okay, up against Magic Bells. We'll keep this. Really need one more land, but once we get to 3 mana, this is a pretty solid hand. Got some card draw, got some action, got some removal-ish. So, just need one more land and we're pretty good. And even if we don't have, you know, cross our fingers, even if we don't have the 3rd land on turn 3, at least we have this Die Young to kill something. So, hopefully keep us alive until we can find a land. Alright, sweet. So we did draw our 3rd land, so pretty good to go here. Probably just run out this Daredevil Dragster next turn. Follow that up with a Pillar Bug. Run out the Dragster. It's got a little vroom vroom noise. I didn't even notice that before. Ooh, our opponent. That's brutal. They kept a 2-lander and didn't get there. We kept a 2-lander too, so we can't be acting all high and mighty, but we fortunately did get there. Yeah, opponent's crying. Well, we will fire up the 4/4. Hit our opponent for 4, and our deck does a pretty good job at punishing, you know, slow draws. So hopefully we can take advantage of this before they dig themselves out. I think we absolutely will. If they just do nothing again, we're gonna run out this Vengeful Rebel just as a creature, just to put as much pressure on them as we possibly can. Yeah, opponent's having a rough time over there. Yeah, so Vengeful Rebel. Fire up the Daredevil Dragster. Attack with both. Draw a card. We will play a Mountain and pass turn. We didn't activate our Protata Pillar Bug there just because we wanted to leave open the case of us drawing a land plus a 2-drop, but we didn't actually draw anything we could use. Okay, Thieving Rhino. Sure, we can just Essence Extract that. Draw some cards, lose some life. We also have to make some energy here, which is pretty nice. To make this Die Young. So we basically have 2 pretty much kill anything spells lined up here. Daring Demolition plus Die Young. Yeah, we're just gonna close this off though. Oop. Daring Demolition, load this up, and close out this game. Okay, so that was just not much of a game at all. Opponent just stumbled on mana, so let's move on to the next one. Alright, up against Man of X, and yeah, we'll keep this. Going Ether Poisoner, turn 2, attack turn 3, make a 1/1, and then using that 1/1 to ramp out our Sweatswork Brawler. Seems pretty good. Okay, Swamp, pass turn. Opponent's got My Little Pony sleeves. That actually makes me fear them. I feel like that's probably a sign that they're like a really good player, actually. They got nothing to prove. They'll kill you with a... Okay, that's fine actually. We do still get our 1/1 out of the deal, and we still means we get to cast our Sweatswork Brawler early. Keep up the aggro. Filigree Familiar. Okay. Ooh, Fast Engineer is pretty interesting. It does mean our servo's just gonna trade with this thing. Do we want to just Malfa Squalor or Malfa Squad instead? Nah, I think we're gonna Fast Engineer actually. Make them trade here. They do get to draw a card, but all in all, I think our little Filigree did pretty well. Servo rather. Okay. So every color's got one of these cards that can pay 2 to make a servo when it attacks. Here we just... We get Malfa Squad or we get Daredevil Drag... I think we're going to run out the Dragster. We can't attack with it this turn, but next turn that's going to be really good with our Engineer. So, attack here. Hit our opponent for a chunk. And next turn we can play the Malfa Squad, use our Malfa Squad to fire up the Daredevil Dragster and then pump it up. Huh, okay. Air of Innovation's a pretty interesting one to run in draft. Ooh, Essence Extraction's pretty good. We want to run that or the Malfa Squad. We can almost do both, but not quite. If we blow up the Ether Inspector... Yeah, I think we want to kill the Ether Inspector. And fire up the Daredevil Dragster. Get in for a healthy 9, unless our opponent wants to throw their little dude under. Okay, they just give it up. Yeah, we had a pretty quick start. That's pretty much our deck in its best possible form. That's what we want to be doing every game if we can. Just really pressuring our opponent with our powerful 4-drops here. And this Well-Fast Engineer, you can see the power. Turning that servo into a 1-3 means, or turning that servo into a 3-1 means we get to attack and trade instead of just having to hold it back. It makes it a real relevant threat that they just can't ignore. And yeah, just getting all this additional value out of our artifact creatures is sort of the name of the game with red-black artifacts. So yeah, this format seems like it suits aggro just as well as it did in the past. So it's something to look at when you're coming into the format. This and Amonkhet both were kind of back-to-back, kind of blisteringly fast formats. You know, Hour of Devastation kind of calmed down a bit. It wasn't nearly as aggressive as just base Amonkhet was, but Amonkhet and this being right next to each other, it really did feel like draft was like super aggressive for a while. So anyway, on to the next one. Okay, up against @Swank1138, and we are going to keep this. It is, I mean, it looks good on its front, but man, this hand would be so much better if we were on the play rather than on the draw. Being able to run at this Ether Poisoner followed up with a Vengeful Rebel would be just so much pressure, but we got to do what we got to do. Having the 1/1 token from our Ether Poisoner will be nice with this Quicksmith Rebel. So run out the Poisoner. The cool thing here is we get to attack with the Poisoner. If they block, they lose a creature. Dear God, well that's kind of scary. Well it can. Yeah, I guess we attack. Take action. I think we have to run out this Vengeful Rebel. It's not ideal, but that is too fast of a clock with that Outland Boar. We have to match him. Oh, okay. Nature's Way. Oh God. They had the full Monty of blowing us out. Die young. Alright, we don't have enough energy to kill either of these, so... How do we want to do this? We're gonna Quicksmith Rebel. It's rough, but I think having the ability to both Die Young and Vengeful Rebel next turn is better than just, you know, having the more rawly powerful Quicksmith Rebel still in our hand. We will take the 4 from Outland Boar. That's gonna be... We gotta find a way to kill this Outland Boar to have any chance. It's just tearing us up. Yeah, opponent. Oof, that was quite a turn. Okay, Monitor, sure. All right, so we're gonna attack with Quicksmith Rebel. We want them to block here. All right, they don't block, which means we have to Well-Fast Monitor, kill it with Die Young. And these Vengeful Rebels have been kind of sad, just running them out base form, but we got to do it. Oh, we really don't want to have to double block this Outland Boar. It gets blown out so hard by just about anything. Okay, well, we're just going to Pyrohelix our dude now, which I'd rather them do instead of us double blocking, but we got to find a removal spell pretty much this turn. Oh, oof. Another Mythic uncommon, yeah. Die young is not what we needed. I guess we'll attack. Alright. And we're gonna scoop. Alright, alright. Just got... That seems to be a recurring theme of this draft, is green is very good. There are just so many ridiculous cards in green. I forgot how like green friendly this set was. Arborback Stomper, which is pretty close to a Thragtusk at uncommon, like ridiculous. And then they have that that Pangolin that comes in and gives everything +1/+1 counters. They just have so many good cards at common and uncommon. Nature's Way. So yeah, green is a very good color in this draft. And I think pretty much all the times we've had trouble has been against green. So yeah, we just could not compete this game. So all right, on to the finals. Here we go. Up against oh come on, Swank again. This is the first we just went against and destroyed us. No. Come on, Arena. What in the world? Is there really nobody else playing besides us and Swank? Well, I don't have a good feeling about this. Our opponent's deck was extremely ridiculously strong last game, but we do have a good hand here, so that's the best we can do. Sky Skiff. Get the train a going. Sky Skiff, yeah. Man, these early vehicles were so good. Just being able to dodge... oof, really wanted to hit a land there, but... Ether Poisoner, not the worst card against a red-green deck. Fire up the Sky Skiff, but being able to dodge Sorcery Speed removal is another like really good upside of Sky Skiff. It's just like a 2-mana 2/3 with a lot of upside, which is ridiculous for colorless, right? Opponent gets in, sure. Come on, land. Yeah. So here we're gonna go... We're going to go Quicksmith Genius. We're going to allow them to trade if they want to. With our Ether Poisoner here. Make a 1/1. We get to loot. What do we want to discard? We kind of want to keep all of this, to be honest. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it all. Wow, they don't even trade. Okay, so they're going to be aggro right back with Aspired Side Infiltrator. I mean, it's not a bad card, but kind of surprising. Yeah, opponent pings us, hits us for 4 effectively. No blocks. What do you got? You got that pig. Team Outrider. Alright. Pretty good. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, they are going to get a little bit punished for that. So we can Hungry Flames. We could just also Daring Demolition. Yeah, I think we're going to go Daring Demolition on the Pima Outrider. Suit up the Quicksmith. Yeah, we'll keep the Death Toucher. I think we'd rather trade the Genius for the Narnum Cobra rather than our Death Toucher against a green-red deck. Sure. Hits us for 4. We're still winning this race. Frontline Rebel. Come on, land. Oh, Voltaic Brawler. Dear God. That's really good. Well, land is good. Not as good as it previously was thought. But, then we go Ether Poisoner. Sky Skiff. Fire up Sky Skiff. Go to combat, and we're going to see if they block with either creature here. If they do, we get to Vengeful Rebel. If they don't, we can just Hungry Flames. Alright, so I think we're going to Hungry Flames the Voltaic Brawler, hit our opponent now. Before they get a chance to pump the thing. Opponent has to attack with a Frontline Rebel, which is nice. Sure. Oh, Arborback Stomper. God, green is good in this format. Yeah, we gotta leave back this on defense. So we're gonna go fire up the Sky Skiff. attack, and attack. Hit our opponent for 3. Actually, we're just dead. Alright, so our opponent's got us. Yeah, that was brutal. So, really, we should not have gone up against this opponent again. I'm kind of miffed at Arena that it put us against the exact same opponent twice in a row, who has just a ridiculously strong deck. Multiples of every green card in the format. That's really good. So, yeah, we just we didn't quite have the draws there to keep up with what our opponent was doing. They just had better card quality than us. But in any case, we did win 6 out of our 7. We didn't quite get all the way to 7 victories, but 6 out of our 7 is pretty good. And we get to cash in on 1,800 gems and 5 packs. So all in all, pretty good. So let's open up those packs, see what we got. And we can talk about what we learned along the way. Let's just open our Kaladesh. So in Kaladesh, we got... okay, Padim, pretty good commander, not really good in constructed formats. Unlicensed Disintegration, I think, is a pretty good card. Basically a murder that burns your opponent if you got a artifact, so I think it'll see some sort of play in Historic somewhere. Depala, another good commander, not so great elsewhere. We're getting all the commander packs this time. Arborback Stomper, this is the cards that beat us pack. Oh, Electrostatic Pummeler's a really cool card. You can get to ridiculous amounts of power with this card, like thousands and thousands of power. And last but not least, we got a Metalwork Colossus, another really cool card that it was kind of a combo deck built around this back in Kaladesh Standard. It wasn't really like top tier, but it was somewhere in there. It was pretty fun. But anyway, yeah, so the big takeaways we can take, I think, from this draft is red-black actually seemed pretty well positioned, aggro seemed pretty good, and green seemed to overperform massively whenever we saw it. There's just so many good green uncommons and commons that just provide so much power, such high card quality. So that would be my big takeaway. Green seemed like the best color, like, far and away. Like, green seemed really, really good, and aggro still seemed really good too. So we beat a lot of decks as we were playing, just because we just put them on a pretty fast clock. We put them on a clock where they were dead on turn 5 or 6, and our opponent just didn't have enough interaction to stay alive that long. So yep, those are the 2 big lessons, I think. Aggro is still very good in the remastered set, and green is probably the best color. Anyway, this has been 2D. I hope you enjoyed watching. I sure enjoyed playing. It was fun going back to Kaladesh. I'll be hopefully making more videos soon. I kind of had to step away for a while, and I still am a little bit busy. But yeah, hopefully come back soon. And yeah, this has been 2D, and I'll see you next time.